Hello students, welcome to lecture number 8 of consumer behavior. Today we have got a very interesting topic by the name of the role of culture in consumer behavior. The role of culture in consumer behavior, or how culture is having its impact on consumer behavior, or how consumer behavior is shaped in accordance to the culture of the people, culture of the society. First, we should know some basic definitions of culture. There are many more definitions of culture. I have told you that all these subjects are social sciences. So in social sciences, there is no solid or just only one universal definition, but you can define things in many ways from different perspectives, from different angles. So culture, most often, sometimes students are asking question that what is culture. I am telling them a very simple definition that the way of life is called culture. Obviously, the way of life, tarz-e-zindagi, how people are living their lives. It is a very vast definition, but three words. The way of life is called culture. Further, we are elaborating it. I have written a short definition, a bookish definition over here, that culture is the accumulation of shared values, rituals and meanings is called culture. The accumulation of values, rituals and meanings is called cultures. Values are there, rituals in our common language, in our own language we are calling it rivaj. It means that there are values, different values in the societies according to which we are living our lives. I am going to explain values one by one, but here just for the sake of understanding this definition, you should know that culture is made of values, culture is made of rituals, and culture is made of meanings. Meanings means our mentalities. For example, one thing we see, we are based on our society, we are having our own meanings and translation for that thing. And the same thing we see somewhere else in some other societies, the other society will be having different meanings for it. So culture is made of combination of values, rituals and meanings. People are living their lives according to the values, rituals and meanings. So this combination is called culture. Or second definition I have written over here. Here your all questions of this definition will be cleared, will get clear over here, that the combination of traditional, religious and modern values is called culture. So here first we should know the meaning of value, then we should know the different combination of values together. What is value? You know, in our lives we are giving importance to some things. That is called value. For example, we are giving education, importance to education, that is a value. Importance to study, importance to prayers, importance to the recitation of the Holy Quran. So all these are the things to which we are giving values in our lives. Anything, any important thing in our life is called a value. So we have got a combination of values in our lives, and that combination of values is shaping our culture. We are, or we can say that combination of values provide us a framework, and according to that framework we are living our lives. That framework is called culture. And that framework of our lives or of our societies is made of three types of values or four types of values. And those three types of values are traditional values, religious values and modern values. Traditional values, some things that they are passing from one generation to another generation. Traditional values like our dresses, our languages, etc. So they are traditional values that they have been passed or transmitted to us from previous generations, from our ancestors. They are called traditional values. We are, up to a certain extent, we are following and we are believing in traditional values in our lives. Then religious values are there. Some religious things are there. Some religious beliefs are there in which we are strongly believing. Prayers, fasts or roza, hajj, Holy Quran, faith in one God. So all these are our religious values and we are living our lives. We are structuring our lives according to those religious values. Some are modern values. Modern values, the values to which currently people are giving very much importance, like degree, university degree, understanding technologies, learning computer programs, learning different languages of the world, connected to the whole world through social medias. So all these are called modern values. So you see that we are giving importance to something because of our traditions. We are giving importance to some things because of our religions. We are giving importance to some things because it is the requirement of the day. Traditional values, religious values, modern values. And these importance or values, they are providing us with a framework, and that framework is called culture. Or I have told you at the start that the way of life is called culture. So from where that way of life is coming out, is popping up, that way of life is coming out from these different types of values. Now, how people are different in one society? Most of the time students are asking these questions, that although the major culture is same, then why people are different from one another? The answer is very simple. Because some people are giving more importance to traditional values as compared to religious values and modern values. Some people are giving importance only to religious values. Some people are giving importance only to modern values. Or there is variation, more important, less importance. So this variation gives a specific personality to that family or to that person. That's why there is a little bit variation among the people living in one society, even living in one family. This is called culture. Now, culture, components of the culture. How we are expressing our culture, how culture is made up of. There are two components of the culture: internal mental culture and external material culture. We are representing our culture internally through our mentals, through our ideologies, concepts, perceptions, memories, and we are also representing our culture through the materials, aesthetically. Let's elaborate these two components a little bit more: internal mental culture and external material culture. Culture is made of two factors or two components. Number one, internal mental culture. Number second, external material culture. Internal mental culture, beliefs, ideas, concepts, values, they are called internal mental cultures. When you are talking to somebody, so you are saying that culturally he seems to be of that religion, culturally he seems to be of that country, as his culture is based on this belief. So, culture is there internally in the minds of the people. Perception is based on culture. Values are based on internal mental culture. How we are looking towards the world, from which angle we see the whole world, that is called internal mental culture. And external material culture, it is this internal mental culture is abstract. People cannot see it. They can only feel it, they can only know it when they are discussing something with us. Then they can know us from our internal mental culture. Then there is external material culture, which can be seen, which can be observed, like dress, Asian dress, Eastern dress, Western dress, aesthetics, how we are giving different shapes to our belongings, how we are shaping our room, how we are shaping our cars, how we are shaping our own personalities. So that is called external material culture. Like archaeologists, anthropologists, they are conducting research on different cultures. Cultures are people who are living thousands years ago. When they are finding something, a wall, an old house, an old ring, or some other thing, so then they are observing it, they are checking it, and then they can explain which style of life they were living or what was their culture. That is called external material culture. That is shown, that is observed by external society, by the people, like your dress, your personality, your style, arrangement of your houses, decoration of your houses. So that is called external material culture. Then, now let's explain culture is a system. Obviously, culture is a system. System, you have studied in previous semester that in system, different parts, different peoples, individual groups are attached to each other, and according to a schedule, they are working together. That is called a system. Car is a system, family is a system, society is a system, school is a system, university is a system. So, culture systems, first you should know, in previous semesters you have studied that there is open system and there is closed system. In closed system, that system was operating internally, but it was not interacting with external environment. From natural sciences, chemistry, etc. Some systems are there that they are operating internally, not interacting with external environment. Open system, that they were operating internally as well as they were interacting with external environment. It was called open system. In an open system, the external factors are influencing the internal operations in the system. That is called open system. So you should know that culture is open system. External factors or environment is influencing the culture. That's why culture is not static, sakin. Culture is dynamic, culture is changing, culture is evolving with the passage of time. Like you see, our culture, some 30 years ago, 50 years ago, your culture, that was different from the culture which you are having today. Like some modern values have changed. Okay? That time modern values were something else, and nowadays modern values are something else. So it means that culture is open system, and culture is not static, but instead it is a dynamic, volatile, changeable. So in culture system, there are three major functional areas or major factors: ecology, social structure, ideology. Ecology, it is the terminology of biology. Ecology means the relationship between living organisms and non-living organisms, or the relationship of living organism with its environment is called ecology. The study of this relationship is called ecology. How this environment or habitat or environmental factors are affecting the living organism and how living organisms are affecting the environment. This study is called ecology. So you see different peoples are living in different habitats, in different environments, hilly areas, plain areas, warm areas, cold areas. So accordingly they are adopting their culture. They are, for example, they are having a specific dress according to the weather, according to the environment, according to the structure of the land. This is called ecology. Ecology is having greater impact on the culture. Then social structure, how society is built up, their family system, their relationships, how they are giving importance to primary relationship, secondary relationship and tertiary relationship. Primary relationship, the blood relationship, brother, sister, son, father, daughter and father, sister, brother. That is called primary relationship. Secondary relationship, your relationship with your neighbors. Both of them know each other. Like you know your teacher, I know you. Mine and your relationship is secondary relationship. Tertiary relationship, the relationship in which you know the person but that person doesn't know you. Like you know the president of your country, but the president of your country doesn't know you. This relationship is called tertiary relationship. We know the president of America, but the president of America doesn't know us. It is called tertiary relationship with that president, or your relationship with your country president. So how importance is given to these three types of relationship and how their families are made, their family structures are made. I have written just only two types of family structure over here: nuclear family and extended family. Nuclear family, genetic family, it is also called genetic family, in which the primary relationship people are living: father, mother, brothers and sisters. That's it. No extra relationship, secondary relationship or tertiary relationship. That is called nuclear family. In most of the Western societies, people are believing in nuclear family. In our societies, people are believing in extended family. Extended family means nuclear family plus other relatives, brother, uncles, aunts. So some different peoples, different relations are living together, huge family. 30, 40, 50 people are living together. That is called extended family. So now what is the social structure in which people are believing in nuclear family or extended family, or 50-50 or 70-30 or 80-20? So this is called social structure. In this system, social structure is an important factor or pillar. Third is ideology, perception of the people, word weave. Obviously a society is having a word weave, how they are sharing a common word weave, how the members of a society looking towards the whole world. This is called word weave. So thank you very much, students. Today we talked about the role of culture, or we explained culture or the role of culture in consumer behavior. We will also be taking some other classes related to the culture. This was our today lecture. The Khuda Paman. Khuda Hafiz.